Hello, hello, hello! Welcome, Matt. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so today I'm gonna be using my zipper, probably farther away from the mic. I'm getting my drawing pen and glove out. Hold on. I also got the sniffles for some reason. I think I got warmed up, and now my nose is like, "Oh, we're finally warm. Let's get runny." And I'm like, "Please don't." Okay, we're doing this anyway. Anyway, hello, welcome, Matt. Welcome, anyone's here. Sorry about the runny nose. But let's see. First, I want to do a teeny tiny little mini model showcase because this is my second time using the model, and I don't plan to make a separate stream, but I'm sure some of y'all, everyone who watches me live or like VODs shortly after I post them is probably like, I want to see the models. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly like whiz through that, showing it off. So do feel free to pause, I guess, if you're watching the VOD, or come back on the VOD to look at it again. I don't know. I'm going through quick as with the TLDR of this. I do want to get to drawing. That's what the stream says, though I've also been warning people. I'm like, I am doing a mini showcase in the front. Okay. So first off, you've seen me take my hat off. Hello. Why is my cat alarmed? I guess unless you show me tilting around. So I have no hat, and I actually have a drawing pad because I knew I would be drawing this month. So I can draw. It tracks my mouse movements. Okay, put that away. Oh, I can actually have oh wait, that changes my eyes and my fangs. I didn't mean to do that one right away, but yeah, I have one that changes my eyes and fangs. I can still have my hat for that one too. So I don't have the swirls in my eyes, and I have fangs. Okay, I'm turning those off. I don't need those now. That's when I'm cranky, but I'm not cranky right now. Thank you, Margaret. I'm glad I'm cute. Also, welcome. I am sniffly still. Okay, the one I actually wanted to show off, I have a cup. I was thinking of putting it above my head, but I like how this one floats better. I might adjust my normal look. I want the cup to this. Okay. I can put that away. I don't need this. But look, floaty cup. I can actually have it at the same time because of how I did things. I like my floating cup. It's just a dark version of my regular cup, I know, but I was like, look, I made this design. I made this cup. I want to use it still, but I will make it more appropriate colored. But speaking of appropriate colored, I put a filter over the background so it's more spooky month colors. So yeah, you're not imagining that. I just don't want to switch out all my assets for spooky month because it's not like I'm rebranding. I'm just like, I like spooky month. I like October. I love Halloween. I am just excited. I'm not rebranding, so I'm like, hopefully it tips people off that I'm not normally like this, which no, I'm not normally like this. I am not a witchy person. This is a Halloween outfit. Okay, cup go bye-bye. Let's see. The last one I haven't used at all. Lucky! I have gloopy meese. You are now ink instead of painted meese. Y'all's are ink mice. Oh, I just realized I forgot to do something with these guys. Oh well. I wanted to make their mouths move, and I totally forgot to do that. But no, if I wiggle around like this. Okay. I'm gonna turn that off. So that's all the toggles, and now I'll just quickly back up here. Back up. Even more. Let's get a full body. Okay, how does that look? Let me make sure, get back to your view. Oh, I am too tiny. I can't see very well. I'm just in a black void, oh no. Okay, that's better. My toesies are off, but that's fine. That makes me look like I'm sitting. So yeah, full model. I go like this. I guess I'll quickly... Well, I don't really need the hat off. I'll leave that on. Yeah, you can see how I look with my drawing pad if you want to see that. But yeah, I do a little dance. Shiffa, 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 shiffa. Okay. Let's see. I guess I'll just... how do I want to actually... No, wait. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Okay, it's like that. Okay. I'm gonna walk close to the camera. I could just shuffle over. Hold on. Blah. Look at my feetsies. I like these shoes. I think they're like I don't think they're historically accurate, but more of recreations. But I saw somebody with similar shoes, but I don't know. Let me move up here. You can see my hansies and my skirts and a little bit of little candy on my belt. Da-da-da. And then it's just normal view, more or less. But here, look at the bodice a little better. I still got a little candy on my neck bow, and it bounces. All right. That should give y'all a pretty good look. Oh, but I could also maybe. Okay, how does this look? Okay. I get really close. Hello. I'm making myself laugh. All right, if I get really close like this, I can show, yeah, my teeth, my little thingy things, and my eyes a little better. Okay, and my face, just in general, but okay. Enough of that, let's get to drawing. Once I actually reposition myself here, hold on. How does that look? Okay, this is good. All right, now we get to actual drawing. Thank you for spending, what, 7 minutes with me, just me showing off. I guess it is Live2D, so it's somewhat relevant. So you can think about maybe how my lady here is gonna turn out in the end. Oop. Okay, and I grab this. Let's go. Okay. Oh. Okay, first though, I didn't get to check the volume levels of the music, but it's the song that I used for her showcase. Her original one, when she's only like in the thing. As you can see, I already started a bit because I wasn't planning on making this a stream at first, so I did start. That can be too loud. I'm gonna have to adjust the volume on the fly. I didn't. Okay, maybe a little quieter. Right there. I want it to be really quiet, so like it's not gonna interfere with me talking because I know it gets louder. And just glares at the soundbar. But then y'all can see it. Anyway, I need to pull this. Okay. I need to do this. Grab this. And there we go. Wait, can I have you guys out? You guys gonna be too in the way? No, not really. Okay, you get to stay. Meesy. Oh, though, maybe I'll take my hat off. So I'm not completely blocking the chat. Oh, yeah, I see your comments. I was just kind of whizzing through. I wasn't looking at the comments. But yeah, spoofy. Very spoofy. Very spoofy. Also, her arms are not gonna stay transparent. That's just... Ooh, yeah, I knew you were gonna get louder. I think you're okay still. By the volume levels. I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna just turn it very, very slightly down out of paranoia. Alright. There's nothing scary than incorrect volume. Oh, hopefully that's not too bad. But okay. What do we do first? Well, I was working on her hands before I gave up on doing that. But I actually might want to do... I didn't think about this right away, but I'm in menus you can't see, I'm sorry. But I have assets of her hands. Ta-da! Okay, that is showing, right? Yeah, that is. Okay. I didn't think about that until later. I'm like, wait, I've drawn her hands because I did the little jump scare thing. And so I'm like, I have her hands. Right there. She's got thin fingers. I mean, you could have seen this if you paused it, but this might be the first time people's really got a good look at what her hands are like. But yeah, okay, because I was having trouble drawing these, like I was trying to say, and then I gave up and then just hadn't gone back. Then I'm like, you know what? I'll save it for... Okay, that is like her base skin tone right there. Okay. Or I'll save it for a drawing. Oh yeah, she's got two separate arms here. She's got her half arms, and then she's got like a full arm here. Okay, it's not that one. Ta-da. But those away. My nose is still bothering me. I'm still gonna have a sniffly. I don't think I'm getting sick. I just think I got warmed up. And you know, sometimes when you've been a little bit chilled and then you warm up again and your nose just decides to get runny. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm pretty sure. I say as I sniffle more. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's her collar. Okay. I just copied paste the whole model over into this new thing because I'm like, I'm not starting from scratch. I like how she turned out. Okay, this is her, what would it be? Bodice collar? Bodice? I don't know how to spell bodice. Bodice. Whatever, bodice. Bodice. This. Bodice. You know what? Incorrect spelling works as long as I can phonetically say it and figure out what I was trying to mean. Spelling is not my strong suit. Another creepy thing there. Spelling. I'm not alone in that. I don't know why English has to be. It's not like super convoluted, but oh gosh, it's pretty bad. There is no consistency whatsoever, and that's. Hi, why are you spooked, my cat? Are you okay? Are you needing of assistance? No? Okay. My cat just walks up all moon-eyed at me, and I'm like, are you okay? And then she calmed down and walked away because I was talking to her. Alright. Yeah. Alright. I don't remember how much I posted about in the description about this character. Oh wait, I wanted to do the hands separately. That's right, that's why I didn't have it symmetrical before. Okay. Oop, that was not the right button. I wanted to hit the trash can to delete the symmetry tool, because I'm not gonna need it. Well, I could use it actually as a guideline, because if I just turn it off, the off and on button's this one here. For that kind of special ruler kind of things. Now I can switch back. So I'm gonna give her really thin fingers. Like, she has a normal looking hand, it just... She got claws, like I do. She has claws like I do. But she's supposed to be a human lady. Oh, I never really showed her mouth, because I never showed off the drawing things. Yeah, this will be fun. And by fun, I mean creepy. You can take away the lips, and you can see her teeth. Because that's not unsettling in the least. I just find it funny, to be honest. I swear, half the time you could just send me some of the most cursed images, and all I will do is laugh. And it's just like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm an artist. I've had this conversation before, but artists are used to seeing some pretty cursed things. I'm on the wrong tool, that's what's going on. Well, let's see. I'm gonna ignore drawing the thumb right now. Just draw the fingers, because I can find the thumb placement better after I draw the fingies. Draw the fingies. Okay. How big is her palm? This is kind of normal, trapezoidy kind of thing. I want some consistency here. Also, again, I stopped work. I would have worked more on this and had a little more completed before I had the idea of, wait, it's almost October. I can save this for October. I think I started, I don't know, last week or something like that. Not too long ago. And I was like, well, I got other things to be doing. No, wait, it was a couple weeks ago. Right. Because I don't think I mentioned, but this model I'm using right now, I drew and rigged and all that in like a week. And if anyone is just staring at me, shocked Pikachu face, I'll have you know I didn't have anything else going on that particular week. So that was the only thing I was really doing. I woke up and I stayed up until like stupid, kind of late, just doing this all day. And man, was I tired after it. Not my best, brightest decision, but I got it done, mostly. There was a few hiccups. I forgot to, I wanted to have some glooping effect on the legs, but that didn't happen. And also I wanted the mouse's mouths to move, but I didn't do that either. Oh well. It is what it is. Alrighty. Let's see. Just, still a bit sniffly, evidently. Gosh. But yeah, I am a crazy person. I make models, but I'm like, I have a very short time to make a model. I'm just gonna do it. I'm such a crazy person. I did this with the ghost trick model too. How many models do I have? Because another thing I don't think I've mentioned at all is that, which you guys know as my 1.0 model is actually not my first look, or even remotely. It's not even my first model. I made one actually before, but I've been saving showing it off for let's see, my 1-year anniversary. If I get a chance, I might do a very casual video of just sort of like going through things, but have it in video format more of, because like, I don't know, I think it would work better. Like, I don't want to be stopping and like interacting with chat, I guess. I just like, I want to just be showing things, so I think a video would work better, because then nobody's expecting me to talk like interact with people. I'm like, this is a how you would say, a show and tell, not like stop and chat. And so yeah. Because I'm like, I'm gonna be talking enough as is, so yeah. That might be something to look forward to, because that's gonna be my first stream. I know was January 13th. So around then. I don't know if that'll be the actual, like, January 13th. You're okay, kitty cat. You're all spooketh. That's not too surprising. Yesterday, people were lighting off fireworks, and if you're like, why? It's I don't know why it's become the local tradition to light off fireworks when the American football team, or like, I think any sports team at this point is doing well. People will light off fireworks. I don't know why this has become a tradition, but it's rather annoying, because you'll get seemingly random fireworks, and I'll just like look to somebody, the one person I know who likes sports, and be like, is there a sports game going on of some kind? And they're like, yeah. Like, why did this have to become a thing? It spooks my cat. Okay, I guess it'd be the darker nails. Nosy is sniffly. Oh yeah, her hand is like really small. Yeah, okay. It's not in the sleeve. I'm gonna put a tear, another ruffly tear down below, but I think I need to make her sleeve shorter and then move her hand down. Okay, which is this? This one? That one. Okay, how do I want me actually first make these opaque? Is there holes? Yeah, there is. Okay, let me fix that. I'm pretty sure. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Sniffle, sniffle. Gosh dang it. I'm not sick to my knowledge, by the way, of anyone who's just coming in. My nose started to get runny for reasons that I do have a pretty good idea of. And I'm fairly certain it's not illness, so at least I sure hope I am not wrong in that. That would be annoying, to say the least. I don't want to be sick in spooky month. I want to enjoy a spooky month, not be sick in bed. I like spooky month. It is my favorite month. October is my favorite. I was very excited when some things lined up and I realized I could do some things that I wasn't necessarily expecting to be able to do, but it's neither here nor there. Okay, yeah, I think there. Where? Hand? Hand? Hand. Perfect. Okay. Oh, right. I need to just make her hand bigger in general. Yeah, it's gonna move the symmetry tool. Okay. Well, readjust this. Because fun thing about keeping your hand, I mean, she's not traditionally proportional, but if you want to have hands be proportionate to like the rest of your figure, you want the hand to block about half the face. Like if the hand is closed, so all your thumb and fingers are clamped together, you know, kind of like you're going stop. That should cover about half the face. And if like the hand's more splayed out, so if you fan your fingers and thumb all the way out, it should cover, you know, like your pinky to thumb should be either side of the face, and your hand should take up, like if you were to draw a circle around the hand, the circle should cover up like the whole of your character's face, if you want to be proportional and stuff. Well, I suppose you still want to, because you can be like, if you want smaller hands, you want to be smaller than that. If you want larger characters to have larger hands, like unusually large hands, you want to have, you know, larger than that, bigger than those kind of metrics, which is why it's kind of important to know. Like her hands are really going to move too much. Okay. I want to delete this because it's not going to be useful. I wonder if I can copy and paste again. Who would want to do that? I guess so. I could do that. Let's see. This is on the left side. Yeah. Okay. That's copy. Just transform. Yeah, so I want her hands to be crossing over. And I can squish them around a little bit. I might want to make her hands but smaller, just a teeny tiny bit. That much. Have her small hands. Yeah, more or less. Or no, I think the larger. I'll just adjust the sleeve. It's of this one, right? Yes. Okay. Liquefy tool, because I already did the shading on the arm and I do not want to do it over again. I'll just pull it around. She doesn't have super defined lines, if you couldn't tell. Hello. Yeah, I even have little pants. She just has these little side hair chunks. She's got no brains. Actually, the flowers are all together like that. Yeah. Just showing off the little bits. Haha. Okay. Let's click the hand again. Alright. So this is lay left hand. Oh yeah, and it's also important that I kind of have the two separate things. So like, I have the skirt here. Oh wait, no, that's just that's the shading that I'm keeping separate. Like the shading's not moving, but the skirt's kind of that. And she has her regular torso. That's so she can still, like, clip into the frame. Which, you know, I didn't... It's still there. It's just off. There's that. I don't know if that's the actual one I used. Is it? It might be. Oh, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's broken down. Actually, I have... There's this. How I did the effect is actually I copied all the layers and flattened it, but it doesn't have the eyes because those are separate. So she can fade in and out. Basically, that's the portrait trick. There's even a separate... There's actually two backgrounds. And then you just have the black for the shading. But yeah, if you're ever curious how I did that, this is how. So it's just underneath is actually her, even the copies, which is these two bits that I'll drag together. Yeah, so that's even underneath. Well, that's actually in front of. So she's behind, actually, these two things. And that's actually how I got the effect at the end of... I didn't use that... It didn't show up as well in the YouTube short I did of her. But, yeah. What actually happens at the end of the video is... I turned these 3 layers on, because again, the eyes are separate. And that gave this really cool effect of, like, her just returning, like, shifting back to normal, which I didn't intend to do at all. I didn't think it would look at that good, but it did, so, like, happy little accidents. But hey, if you want to use that for your own models, if you want to do some haunted paintings, like, be my guest. Oh, right, I gotta turn this off. Oop, not, oh wait, yes, that. And that one. There we go. Yeah, you can see the the edges. I've actually not even seen that, like, really noticed that. Here, it's the full painting she is haunting. You know, I still haven't decided to say if she's an actual, like, she was always this portrait of a lady, or if she's like a lady that haunted a landscape painting. I'm not really totally firm on what she is. Like, she could even be like some eldritch horror. For all even I know. And just haunts this paint, just takes the form of this oil painting. But yeah, I hope a little quick explanation of her. I'm gonna turn that hand off so I can not get distracted. But yeah, she is very fun. Very much like her. I drew this, oh gosh, was it back in January or was it February? She's one of the first models I've ever done. And she's still one of my favorites. Like, to this day. I don't know why I am, like, trying to grab there. I can just do this. I'm gonna make her nails darker just so they can stand out against her dress. Probably a good idea. Yeah, I leave the actual shape of her is really, you know, like, clear cut, but it's the shading and highlights that make that make the painterly kind of effect, because, you know, she is a painting. Regardless of how she started out, she's currently being painting. Just don't want I freaking like her very much. I don't know if on Thursday I'm actually going to be drawing like this or not. I don't know. I might work on her depending on how much I get through. Because she's not a super complicated model. I kind of wonder if anyone was thinking that what I actually did in the video, if they ever saw it, like, is much more complicated, or is just like, that's not part of the model, it's just some editing magic. But no, that was part of the model. She could just do that. She's actually a model that I almost want, like, if I knew somebody who wanted to use her, I would let them. Because I would like it. Which is, I guess, another reason why I'm doing a full body. I guess. I don't think I would just, like, have her up, be like, hey, if you pay me this much, you can use... I'll give you the use rights to this model and yada yada yada, all the copyright, use, so you can make, like, merch and stuff without having to worry about it. I guess all that licensing, fun business stuff. I don't think I'd ever do that just randomly. If it'd have to be people I would know, which is a very small pool of people, so I don't think she's ever gonna get used as a VTuber, but I still freaking love her so much. I wouldn't mind being a VTuber, mama. All caps. As it usually is, to distinguish from, like, bio moms and, like, more like, well, no, that doesn't encompass all the moms out there. Relationship wise, Moms! Mamas! VTuber mamas. And there's papas. Not too many papas. I was kind of surprised. I was expecting to hear more about that, but I guess VTubing really is just very, very female dominated. Which is fine. Still can't help being stressed. Okay, yeah, that is her right hand is behind. Do I want to change that? Do I want her right hand on top or do I want a left hand? I know it sounds stupid. I always think having the left on the bottom though. Okay, can move this down. There. It'll make me happy. It doesn't really matter too much. Wait, did I put right arm? I did. Sorry for to anyone who was sitting there screaming about that the whole time. I figured it out eventually. Whoops. Yeah. I wonder... I could put more details on her, I suppose, but I don't really know how I would do that. I just wanted her to be very simple, to be honest. It was mostly me testing out, if I recall correctly, because my first models I ever made were just me making models to test things out, and also just like getting practice into doing like basic rigging and stuff like that. You know, I'm learning. I'm new to everything. I needed the practice to just get used to the workflow. So I would just draw myself new models instead of trying to re-rig models I already made. I did that for quite a while, honestly. I still kind of am. To some extent, doing that. Making models just to test one or two things out. Oh, one of the things I'm really sad about is... Oh, that doesn't make sense. More of working this way. Sorry, I'm just paying attention to the claws. I wonder if I should add, like, effects, because, like, why am I saying like so much? Why am I saying like so much? But I guess the point of her is less that she's a very effects-heavy model, not so much, like, in of herself. I do like how she rocks around in her frame. I don't know if anyone really noticed that, but also this was before I had actually good editing software, so it's just, I recorded everything in one go. With the like, even the music, I had to record that in one go. So like the whole thing is a single take. I cannot stress it enough, up till my Kaikala re-rig showcase, I do not have editing software other than just to, like, trim, like, little snippets down. Like, I can trim the edges, I can split the middle of the video up, but that's about it. Basically, I can arrange them, and I can trim them down. That's it. Everything else, I'd literally have to do in OBS. So... if I wanted, like, a particular part of the song, I'd have to record all the visuals and then record again in OBS so I could have the visuals. It was trying, but that is how I recorded her. It took me, oh gosh, I must have done around 15 takes before I finally got it well enough. Like, I really lucked out. Usually I wouldn't have... It was in parts too, but like... Oh gosh, it must have taken me more attempts than that. It didn't take me too long. It's not like I had to try 100 times. I'm like, no. No, it didn't take me that long. Oh gosh, if it took me that long, I think I would have given up. That would be way too fussy. I hate fussy things. I think I've mentioned that a few times. Okay, why am I doing that? I have this. She has a very scrawny neck. She's not supposed to be realistic. In the least, if that wasn't obvious. Lots of... I use a lot of my mechanical pencil brush here. Where is it? And the texture blend here to get the detailing, if anyone was curious about that. Yeah, I'm just letting out all my secrets. She's still one of the coolest models I've made. It's mostly because of, like, the concept is really cool. And thinking about this again makes me think of another concept, but I think I'll keep that one secret, just in case. I don't know. If I ever have to rebrand or anything like that, that's a concept I want to use. I'd want to use that one. So I'm gonna be mum's the word. Why am I switching this? On a separate layer, I can just erase. Don't want it over the nail. Okay, where is mechanical? Yeah, it's getting the effect of like her fingers are a bit curled. So yeah, she'll have darker nails than she does in the short body, but that's okay. Probably don't need them to be that dark, but I'll make them lighter when I put in the highlights and stuff. When you have a really dark color, sometimes it's easier to just draw in the mid-tone and the highlights over the darkest color. I mean, I can't say exactly when and where it makes it easier, but sometimes I'm like, it's just easier for me to put in the darkest color and then draw the lighter colors on top, but then other times it's just the mid color and then I draw the darks and the highlights over the mid-tone. I am don't have a concrete workflow. Like everyone's like, what's your workflow? I'm like, whatever I need it to be. Sometimes I work better with putting in the darks in first and then everything else. Sometimes I work with the mid-tone. Sometimes I can draw the I mean, for crying out loud, I've even had I had another artist who was watching me draw one time be just completely... What would the word be? What word would work the best? They were in awe or kind of like amazement, something along in that ballpark, about how I drew a character from the legs first. Like I drew the legs because I had a clear image of what the skirt the character was wearing. It was a fancier, more detailed, elaborate skirt. And they were shocked because they're like, I could never draw a character, at least not anytime soon, without drawing the head first. And I'm like, really? This is strange. I mean, usually, yeah, I draw the head first, but you know, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll draw like the chest first because like I know what their shirt looks like or something like that. Sometimes on occasion I'll even draw the arms first because I know the arm placement. But yeah, I'm like, even where I started drawing doesn't even... I don't know. Maybe it is good advice that I'm like, don't worry about where you start your drawing, just, you know, draw it. Because some things are gonna work better if you just draw. Okay, good. That makes a good mid-tone. It's about the color of her dress in the back. I wanted it to be a little different, but I'm not gonna complain. I guess it is actually probably a little different. Wait, this is over. Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely different. Okay. It just looks the same. Because optical illusions are fun like that. Haha. Oh, maybe I should make a copy of the hands to make shadows. Her hands, if her hands are gonna cross over like that. If her hands is gonna cross over. Yeah, that's proper English. It is not. I know it's not. I'm being sarcastic. Hi, kitten. What has got you so antsy? You're pacing along. Do you I don't know. Little kitty cat. She'll wander around. Okay. Little kitty, kitty, kitty. It's a good little kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Shiny, shiny. Maybe I could have... I don't know. Nope, lost my train of thought. Oh well. Oh boy. Why am I like this? Put in more. Wait, I could... Where is it? This. Teeny tiny. Yeah, that brings out the colors and stuff. Okay, so I'm kind of chittering about what I've been doing, but I'm also like chittering about, well, I'm trying to talk about like why I'm doing things. Basically, I'm trying to keep in mind how the light is, which I think, wait, she doesn't have lights in her eye, but her little pearl earrings, which I don't know if anyone really noticed. She has pearl earrings. Or pearl-like. They're probably... what are they called? There's actually... it comes out looking like pearls, but it's actually not even made from calcium or anything. Milan? Somewhere in Spain, because that's where they were... like the highest quality were made of these fake pearls, which they take like a a blast bead. That makes sense. No, it doesn't. Glass bead. And then they would put enamel at... I mean, they would use other things, but enamel was the most expensive version of this. So that's what they made them on. And if her hands look a little, like, not alive kind of colored, it's perfectly fine. She's not exactly traditionally alive. Okay, this is the color. Oh, wow, that is so different. Look, shading. Little stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Yeah, okay. Hello, kitty. Other kitty. Another kitty. Okay, I'll just collapse that down, because I don't need that to be a... Are you still just cleaning yourself? Okay. Trying to listen. I'm like, what does that sound? My cat is... She taking a... cleaning herself. Getting the cleans. And she's making little cat sounds while doing it. I'm just like, what? Clearly, I'm very clearly going, what is that? It's my cat. Doing cat things. As cats, you know, surprisingly tend to do. I couldn't tell that right away. Alright, so back to the... Okay, it's gonna be this side of the hand. Gotta remember the light direction. But, let's see. I don't know why I said but. Let me think. Where was I? Before getting distracted. Great. I'm gonna talk more about how, like, why I'm doing this. What's going through my head. Because, to be frank, if you want to draw better or know art, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's skills and technique, and sure, yeah, it is, but it's also, being an artist is a great deal of thinking about how do you want to represent what you're drawing. Like, you have an image in your head, maybe. I know there's people who can't make images in their head, but I am not one of those people, so I don't know how that works. Could not tell you, but it is actually a thing. I was a little surprised hearing about it, but I was like, oh, okay. Never really thought about it, but sure, why not? There are people born without like hands and legs. Why not have the ability to not do some other things? That would just be like a brain thing. You don't have the neuron pathways as other people do. I mean, that's why people end up being having color blindness, is because they don't have the... Okay, people may not know what cones and rods are in the context of seeing, but those are what we call... It's named after kind of like the shape they are, but I can't remember which does which, because one is sort of like more, put simply, just like black and white, and the other is actual colors. I think it was cones are for colors, but I could be getting that reversed. But one of them, basically, if you have a lack of the one that has color, you get color blindness because there's not enough to distinguish the colors. That's probably a very gross simplification of how color blindness works. So needless to say, if you don't have like any cones or rods in your eyes, or barely any at all, you can't really... Your eyes don't really work. But from my understanding, that's not always like how you can't see. I think there might be some other ways, but I'm no expert in optics, clearly. I don't know why I was doing this when I was putting so much detail, but then I remembered that's not the kind of effect I wanted to do. This is what I get for not thinking. Okay. Ah! Hi! Hi! Okay. The cat startled me by meowing at me and then left. That's very much like her. I think she's upset because somebody left. She doesn't like that people left. Not too fussed about it, because I'm still here. I guess she was kind of... You don't like them leaving too, huh? I was upset when I leave. Oh boy. This makes it so... I'm basically pulling up the color because then I just make very faded tonal kind of shift with the color. That's what I'm doing. Cat, are you playing with my light? No, you are not. That's just from me moving around. Okay. I can't tell if my cat's walking by or if that's me. It is me. Alright. Wow, my light is shaky. I guess I should probably move my light. I need to adjust my light. Oh, I'm not on the right erase tool. Don't want the skin shading to be on the fingernails. Okay. Now with how you shade fingernails is, yeah, you want like a dark outer. How I've been putting this, probably more all the way up and down. I think it will give a sort of 3D effect, but for like this, because the nail isn't like straight on, like these two are more straight on. If you leave a little more dark, it makes it look like it's more this direction facing rather than just straight on like this one. I guess for this, it'd be... Chew! Chew! Okay. Gonna sneeze. I'm okay. Good health to me. Okay. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't sneeze earlier with how my nose being runny like it was before. Whoop to you too. Yeah, but let's see. The snail is more curved down. Having it darker on the bottom will give more of that illusion of the finger is more curled up. So I think, I also gotta remember, it's gonna be further away like that. I don't need to be super detailed. Also, I really want that painterly kind of look. I don't have a sore throat. I was cold for a bit, and then I warmed up, and then my nose started to get runny. You know how that happened? Maybe you know how that happens, maybe you don't. I don't know you. Well, I don't know your life. I'm not gonna judge. But yeah, I just had that, and my nose got runny. And I'm surprised I didn't sneeze earlier. Honestly. Okay. Big blot. And then a really, really thin blot usually gives more of the illusion of like a curved surface. Like the light's hitting there mostly, but then there's like some rebound light. You can even have a bit of shading, light shading there. That'll really sell the effect, but I'm not going that detailed in this art style. I'm not doing that. Okay, and then cut this one off a little bit. Again, give that more, a little bit of an illusion. Okay, so now we have the other hand. We can probably position them better in the actual program. Just this. I like the shading. Yes. Maybe a little bit more. There's the texture brush. A little bit more rough or something. I don't know what the right word is. Okay. Oh no, no offense taken, don't worry. Okay. Lower it down. See, a savey save, because I did the hands and I was having trouble with that before I remembered I actually drew her hands. I just made the nails darker. Okay, so now she has the full version of her arms, which you can't really tell. The disappearing isn't the whole thing, because it's, whoops. There we go. And now she has her hands that I can pop in. Keep those off. That's for when she's in the frame. Because I actually don't think I have too much clipping in her model. And I would like to keep it that way. I think her arms are the only thing I had clipped. So that they would only show up on the background because they're the only thing that really went over the back. Okay. Then, yeah, if she looks a little more 2D, I think that would kind of sell the fact that she's popped out of her painting, actually, thinking about it. Okay, so for this... Oh, right, I used her blouse there, that's right. Kind of shading. I made it lighter, though. It's been a bit since I did the skirt. Oh, for anyone new, I drew the skirt like a couple weeks ago and then got stuck drawing the hands. And I quit, and then I just saved it for October here, because my haunted oil painting lady here is definitely suited for October. Okay, where do I want to grab the color? Probably about right. Yeah, right in there. Then the darker shade is gonna be there. Okay, where is... Okay, why am I asking about where the skirt is? Bits. Okay, that is that. Oh, right. She has... That's one layer. That's... Okay, so this is... What would that be? First... Okay, first, let me spell correctly, maybe? No, I think I had it right the first time. Why am I so bad at spelling? Whatever. I'm just gonna leave it this way. My brain will autocorrect it anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, first frill skirt hem line. Yeah, and this is her skirt. This is the skirt shading that I want to keep separate, so when she's moving around I can sell the illusion a bit more. So skirt. Wait, it's more of not so much shade. I think it's more of the highlight. Yeah, it's more of a highlight. Okay, so highlight. Do naming parts because it's important. All right, now I want this one and this one, which is also why I wanted to name it, so I know what parts I'm making. More transparent. Okay, and this was the base color. Now, oop, I need to actually make a new layer, like, you know, a smart person would. So this is the second frill for the skirt hemline. I don't need to put the ribbon across. Yeah, we'll just have vaguely okay, turn this on its side. And I'm going to make a line here because I'm going to make the little edges off of it, but I don't want it too much further than the line here so it doesn't go off. Okay. That'll work. I don't need the symmetry tool because I don't want it to be symmetrical. I have seen enough really roughly skirt lines. Oh, you know, I just realized there may be some viewers that don't know that I actually have handled historic garments that are like 120 to 140 kind of in their years old. Yeah. Yeah. I've handled old clothes over 100 years old. Easily. Easily over 100 years old. Because I've worked with a clothes restorer for a bit. So, yep. I have handled a lot of old objects because I have worked as a, what would you call it? An archive photographer? I take pictures of things for archival purposes. Yeah, I've handled quite a few things. Which is not too surprising. I really like art history, so I like more like specifically history of objects, what they are. You learn all sorts of things in art history, I gotta say. Maybe that's why I enjoy this painting, my lady here so much. It would be like, why she's haunted? Because she has this sordid kind of history to her. Lady of a mansion, and then tragedy strikes, and now she's cranky and she lives in a painting. But she makes the best faces. I really want to mess around with the Live2D model now. She makes the best, like, squinty, squeegee face. Like, you know, when somebody just looks displeased. She has the best displeased face ever. It's... Which, you know, I've mentioned that there are videos, but I never mentioned where you can watch them, but you can watch them here on my channel. Okay, that doesn't look quite right. But yeah, you can watch here on my channel her video. I think it should be... Do I have a Live2D? I should have a Live2D model playlist. Oh gosh, I don't remember. I didn't have one immediately, but I think I do now. Yeah. She's not in the art one, because did I ever draw her on stream? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, I didn't do art streams for a while. Because I was working on getting my equipment and stuff to work. I didn't want to have to bother figuring out how to capture drawings, so... Yeah. And yeah, I've been around for a bit. Wow. Thinking on it, geez. It's October, and then we have November, December, and then it's January again, and that's January 13th is my first year anniversary being a VTuber. Ooh. I'm so thrilled. I sound so thrilled, I know. I guess I'm not very excited yet because it hasn't... I'm the kind of person who only gets excited when it's like actually happening. Like it's the day of. It's going to be real very soon, and then I'm like, oh. Oh, it's gonna be a thing. Oh. Maybe I should freak out a little. But I'm like, it's months away. I don't have much opinion on it. This is the kind of person I am. Calm until it's actually happening. I was really excited showing off the model, well, using this model yesterday in my Octopath Traveler stream. Hello. I'm gonna have fun with this model. I wonder if I should update the assets I use for the original thing. Because I can make a much better showcase now that I don't have to. Oh, you know, another thing I didn't mention? The reason why I had to always film in OBS, even though it's like, but you could cut and paste some things. If I ever wanted to do a YouTube short in, you know, the actual format for some reason, in the editing software I had, which it automatically saved. You couldn't choose what format it saved in. Because it really was that simple. It just came as a base program, or base software for the laptop I'm using, so not too surprising. That it was so darn simple. But I ended up finding something better. Yeah. Could not save any of that, so that's why my shorts outside of currently, as of, you know, the live recording of this, I have no idea what's going to be like if anyone's watching the VOD. I don't know when you're going to watch that. Well, when you're watching that. I don't have that knowledge, my dear viewer. Only you do. You are listening to a person in the past right now. You are watching it. This is a VOD. I feel like there needs to be like, comment, subscribe, but hey, self-promotion, gotta do it. Always feels weird saying that. It felt really weird, I guess, since I've been bringing up my early days, because this model was made in my early days. I think I put out the original showcase in January, I want to say. Oh gosh, I need to check. It's either January or February. I don't think it was March. Or was it? I do want to say it was... I was working on this model, not... I think this model was made, I think, before my original model, because I used her to figure out how to do the look around head rigging stuff. That's why she was a bus model, and I was like, oh, it's a bus shot, like how you do like a lot of self-portraits. Not self-portraits, why am I saying that? Portraits, just portraits in general, whether they're self-portraits or not. Okay. And it was just... Then well, why don't I just make it look like a portrait? Why don't I make like a haunted portrait kind of character? What's stopping me? Absolutely nothing, that's what. Oh, that's okay, I actually do need to do... I want this, I want noise. What was that? I saw like a big speck of dust out of the corner of my eye, and it's just question mark. It happens. Yeah, okay, where was I? Oh, right, debut. And talking about... This is such an early model. It reminds me of my first days. Oh gosh, I had a mic. Did I have a mic? I know I didn't get the mic that I currently have right away. I think it was just my base laptop mic. Like, it was the one built in. Now I have an external one. So yeah. All of my old videos sound really crispy. Oh boy. I'm getting a little embarrassed somehow. Not a lot, just enough to notice. But yes, growing pains. There was quite a few. Oh gosh. I don't know if I would have any advice. Everyone's situation is like so different. I don't know if it'd be worth giving. I know a microphone's a pretty good investment, though, if you're not sure if you actually do this sort of thing. I only got a mic so soon because I knew if I didn't care too much to do this, like I ended up not liking it, this VTubing thing, that I did have a friend who streams and he would appreciate it. So I would just have a gift for a friend instead. And I would know how it works too. To some degree, at least. Most certainly do now. I actually didn't know how to turn off the mic outside of unplugging it, or just leaving it on and turning off the OBS setting. Because it's like you're supposed to just push the top apparently, or tap the top and it'll turn on and off, but I didn't realize how like far you needed to push down. I'm upfront about my clumsiness for a reason. I don't even know how on and off buttons work. I am so very clumsy. Yeah, okay. I would have been explaining what I was doing, but I'm like, you'll figure out eventually. I'm mostly putting dark along the hemline right now because it's the bottom of her dress. Which, oh, you know what? Here's a word you may not know. So fun little fact for you. These ruffly bits are called flounces. And they can be low on the dress, they can be higher up, but they are called flounces. So ruffles that go all the way around like a skirt of a dress is called a flounce. That's why you have old-time sayings of like, and she was flouncing around. It was meaning the ruffles of her dress were going like poofy and floofy. Kind of like how my ribbons go. Oh, I said ribbons, but if I had to. Blah, 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 blah. Put on my hat. Quickly. I'm leaving it off so I can... chat can be seen a little bit. Even though I'm still blocking it mostly. Which is fine. Let's see here. It's only been an hour. Does not feel like it has. Feels like it's been more. But that's okay. I don't know if I'll... Oh, wonder... Wonder. What else could I add? I don't... Oh, right. I wanted to do a background, like make more detailed at the back, go in for something, but that can be done separately. That does not have to be included in the model. It does remind me I wanted to do that. Like, I need to remember I wanted to do that. Don't forget, self. I know you will. Oh boy. Oh, that's not working because it's the actual... Okay. Grab this. I might have to redo this, too. I'm liking this technique down here better. Alright. That's okay. I'm not afraid to erase and try again. The only time when I wouldn't be like that is mostly because I'm like, I'm not afraid to do so. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why it's not working. But, well, I'm not afraid per se, but the only reason why I don't do that at times is because like, I need to get things done and I don't have time for perfect. I have time for it functions and it doesn't look awful. Which I guess that's one of the things as an artist. At least a commercial one. Okay, excuse me. I'm a little burp. Sorry. But, I think one of the best things to learn as an artist is to not be afraid to stop and start over again, or even though it might have taken you so very long to figure out how to do something, but then you do like use the same technique, but you're better at it, to not be afraid to go back to your first attempt area in the drawing and just delete it and redo it again, or just cut it into a separate layer and then draw over it, you know, that kind of thing. Just don't be afraid to destroy like your own art, I guess, is how I always think of it. Like, you can do better and you're like still here and drawing. So I mean, there are like how people do, let's see, what do they call it? What do they call it? It's comparing like years. Like, oh, I drew this in something in like, I don't know, 2018, let's say. And then this is my 2023 attempt. Ooh, thank God. I'm a bit tired today. I'm surprised I haven't been yawning more, honestly, too. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Really? This being the way it is actually doesn't look too bad. It does look different. Maybe that's because I'm also used to historic gowns. But they do be like that. I don't know if they're safe. Yeah, that looks better. It does. Ooh. What else could I add? Huh. I'm like, what else do I want to add to her skirt? I could add something to her hemline of her sleeves, but might come as shock as to some people, but usually the ends of the sleeves are actually pretty simple in a lot of historic gowns. I could also do patterns, but she doesn't have patterning elsewhere. The bonnet, it's not very historical. Oh, when did people wear a lot of bonnets? I want to say that is like a mid-1800s kind of thing. Had some fashionable bonnets. I don't know about early 1800s. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let me put down, where is it? This. Maybe I should give her, like, little feet? No, though. Her feet wouldn't really show too much. Okay. I should check proportions. Oh, I feel like I need to make her skirt longer. Her skirt isn't big enough. Yeah. She has, like, her dress is a bustle dress. You can't see anything behind it. Have more flared out, and I don't want to redo everything on the bottom. Okay, how would I do this? Because she'd have a bustle. That's the kind of style we're going with. A bustle dress. Oh, you know what? Some people may not know what that word is. Bustle is basically a pillow you put above your booty to make a bump, like your dress bump out in the back. You got more, but somewhat crudely, junk in the trunk. But yeah, and when I say pillow, I literally mean you just have a pillow that's like kind of vaguely half a circle shape. And yeah, you just have some ribbons or a little bit of cording or something of that nature off it. off the side, so you could tie it around your waist over your underclothing, so your outerwear would be fluffed up. Oh, you know what's another thing I should probably mention? That if you want this kind of look, that you're going to have the undergarments too, so the underclothing, because not a lot of people seem to know that there's a lot of, how you say, this work? Okay. All right. How to put it? Like, oh, structure, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Structure. The structure of the outfit is greatly dependent on having what's underneath. Like, do you have a crinoline for your dress during like the big hoop skirt? I think that's what people usually call it nowadays. Its official name is a crinoline, but you don't. I imagine that sounds a little pretentious. Oh, you're wearing your crinoline, or what have you. Yeah, it does look better. Oop, not that one. This one. This one? Yes, this one. Just resize this. If it goes a little blurry, that's fine. It works in this style. Yeah, there. That's more of the silhouette. That's a better silhouette. You didn't have, it's very almost turn of the century. What would that be? It's like 1890, probably 1898, 1899, 1900s, maybe the first 5 years of the 1900s up till 1905. When did they stop having hoop skirts? I don't know that. I know that was really popular about mid-century, mid-century of the 1800s to about late mid-century, so not actually like the end bit. Oh, I don't know if I'm confusing a bunch of people are not talking like this. But maybe you get what I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know. But, to give the attempt to at least try to explain, that is earlier in the 1800s kind of thing. It was very wide, poofed out skirt. Bustle era, which is her dress is based on, which is going to be, probably 1880s, 1890s, is going to have this more full kind of skirt. It's not like, if you drew two parallel lines, her skirt's silhouette is not going to fit into the two parallel lines. This has become a history lesson of garments. I'm not sorry for it. It's also helping me think about what I should add or not. But yeah, you got more columnate, like, let's see. We literally had a dress style called the column dress in 1912. So the closer you get to 1912, the more column-like the dress is. And I know it's specifically as 1912, because that's when the Titanic sunk. Because that style of dress also was known as the Titanic dress for that reason, because that was the style of the time, and some of the people were wearing that kind of dress, on the Titanic, so there you go. There's your little garment history. Whenever I draw history, I don't know why I keep trying to save. I don't need to save. I just saved. The program is literally telling me I saved. Yeah, I guess also grabby hands. I don't need this anymore. I literally called it grab hands, I guess, if you didn't notice that. But yeah, I made her nails darker so it stand out against her skirt, but I don't think I have to do too much more. I think it's mostly just, I want the effect of, like, her actually going out of the painting. I might need some things for that. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink, though. Drinky. Yeah. This turned out better than I thought. I didn't realize until I got that last tier of the ruffle that I needed to make her skirt wider, more bell-shaped. Oh, that's another thing people don't know? Is how people got that really slim waist effect is not because they tightened their waist. And I know that's probably just making people just stop right there going, no, but they had to, corsets. No, only stupid people tighten their corsets. Corsets and, like, stays and all the other garments that are corset adjacent were worn for, like, around, like, 300 years. They were made by women for women. Like, the household women for literal centuries knew how to make corsets and had all this knowledge, which is now quite a bit of it's lost, in fact, actually, to be honest. Like, sure, we have garments from the time made, but just because you can see the end product doesn't mean you know how it's made. I mean, that's kind of why it's still worth pageant. That's not right. Pageant is like a show, like a beauty contest. Pageant. It's a patent. Yeah. The thing you get to say this is mine, and if you try to use it, that you get in legal trouble. I'm not saying it quite correct, and I know this. And I'm trying, by gum. Okay, let's put a design on our skirt, maybe. Just for some added effect. This was not too much me drawing, but a lot of me having fun. Oh gosh. Okay. So, oh gosh. Yeah, right, corsets. Corsets are actually not too bad for you, which ended up being bad, which a lot of people didn't realize they were doing, is that if you tighten your corset over much, you will have negative effects. Which, having said that, is probably like, well, duh. Well, a lot of people would tighten their corset. You know what, actually, I'm going to just do, like, she has roses up in her bonnet, but nowhere else in her design. I'm going to put some roses on her dress. It's probably not of the time period, but you know what? She's also like an artwork, so we don't have to be historically accurate all the darn time. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna put a little vague shape here. Alright, let's see. Right, corsets. But yeah, mostly they're just support garments for lady stuff. That particular lady bits. Lady, bosoms. Or bosom holders. You did not want to tighten your corset because that was just being a dummy. And people did do that. And we have records of women saying, and this idiot tightened her corset and now she's having problems. Well, of course you're having problems. There's a reason why we don't tighten our corsets. So yeah, you would not tighten your corset really unless you're being stupid and being very vain. So anyone's like, yeah, they tighten their corsets to squeeze the life out of them. No, that's not how it works. But people aren't used to having like any sort of thing on like that is tight against your torso. Torso is the word for. So people do have to breathe differently in corsets because there's usually not a lot of give, which is another problem people can have. And that people in the past circumvented by like loosening a corset or just having them built for you differently so that you could still have your corset worn, but it wouldn't affect your breathing all that much. But a lot of that information of how to make all these little adjustments and stuff has been kind of lost. So that has led to a lot of people, when we find old corsets again, and it's more unique, like they've been altered to fit somebody, which is another reason why corsets would be bad for you. You wore a corset that was not made for you, ergo did not fit your body. That would also cause problems. And of course, dumb people did that. And they found out why that was a bad idea firsthand. But yeah, I always find it a hoot when they're like, it's annoying, but it's still vaguely amusing. When people are like, yeah, corsets are so bad, and then they show all the proof, and it's diagrams doctors drew of the time. And it's like, well, if that was true, we'd have skeletons everywhere of a bunch of women who have these deformities and stuff, because they would say it would change even the bones because you tighten your corsets too much. And I'm like, you know what we don't have a lot of? Door-formed skeletons. Gee, I wonder why. It couldn't be because most people didn't do that and the doctors were stupid. Because, oh my gosh, were a lot of doctors of that time period had absolutely no gosh dang clue what they were talking about when it came to things involving, like, clothes. And we were talking about the same doctors who freaked out over 2-inch heels and were saying it would make any woman who wore, like, 1.5 and let alone 2-inch heels would become mean and nasty and just an absolute terrible nightmare person. But simply not wearing 2-inch heels would fix all of this, and you'd come to, like, bodily harm and become infertile and all sorts of things just because you wore heels. And I'm sure there's some of you rolling your eyes at this, going like, sure, my 3 to like 6-inch heels would like to have a chat with you. But I mean, take medical science of that time period with a huge heaping of salt, I guess is the whole TLDR, because my goodness, these people did not know what they were talking about. I'll give you a little hint, little stork hint. You couldn't take medicine most of the time too seriously until like after the World Wars, like World War I and World War II, which I know is grim, but truth be the truth, we didn't get a lot of medical knowledge into the wars because they was kind of forced to, given that everything that happened, which I'm not going in any detail of because I quite frankly don't want to, because I don't want to think about it. But there. Some flowers on our coast. I'm just going rambling off on historic things. I'm sorry, maybe? Possibly? I don't know. Maybe some of you are like, no, please continue. I'm enjoying myself. Please rag on these long dead doctors some more. They sound like complete idiots. I have no idea what you're thinking, my dear viewer, but I'm mostly just kind of chittering to myself as I tend to do. I think another flower here. Is that good? Oh, nope, that's another layer. Hold on. Do this first. There we go. I'm not gonna leave it that dark, though, I don't think. I think I would make it a little more opaque like this. I can make the color just lighter, I think, in general. Yeah, there, we have some... I think I can switch this. Oh, this has... No! None of the sort. Let me squish this down. Yeah, it's not gonna look too bad. There, that's more along the bottom. That is not historically accurate in the least, but I'm having fun. That matters more to me at the moment. She has this historically, I mean, this is not really this collar thing, the actual white bit here, not our blouse, but that's not really historically too accurate. I think it wouldn't be the shape. It's not to say they didn't have collars kind of like this, but it would not be that shape or texture. Yeah, okay, so now what I do is this, make that full, and I come in here with my big brush, push this on so I don't go out, and yeah, there we go. Go like that. Apparently I need to make it, nope, that's making it lighter. I need to make it a little darker. What this? Yeah, that's good. Okay, now let's go back to that lighter one. We're gonna take a spray brush here. It's soft. Okay, let me unclip it to the skirt like I had it. Okay, a little darker. And we're going to put lighter shades. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, this one's really blotchy because, okay, that's what's going on. I'm like, why isn't this not working as I was intending to, or wanting it to? Now I realize, I'm like, because this one actually is like one big blotch. Okay, so what I want to actually do more of like this. That's not going to be a good color. Okay, yeah. That's more what I want. Alright. Fix up the detailing here. I botched it up a little bit. Full disclosure. I just rambled off on a lot of history things. I feel a little sheepish because I just sort of started to ramble. I didn't mean any offense really to it. I mean, we had to start somewhere in the medical stuff and whatnot. But at the same time, oh my gosh, people were... I'm like, that's not how it works. That really isn't how it works. I mean, they were recommending people to take tar and honey, like the stuff you put on roads kind of tar. You know, those tar pits with mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and stuff died in. Yeah, just take some of that for your sore throat with mixed in honey. And, oh my gosh. Don't do that, that's terrible for you. I mean, the honey is fine. The honey is honey. Wait, no, instead of doing that, just make that disappear. But yeah, going through history, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of times where it's like, that's not how it works, or oh my gosh, that's so dangerous. In fact, there's so much of it. There was some... Oh, I don't know where it broadcast besides it was some British channel. I say that so flippantly, I'm sorry. But it was a British broadcast. And they were talking about Victorian era hazards in the home. And oh my gosh, they made a few episodes and they barely scratched like the surface. I mean, arsenic in the wallpaper, in dresses, because arsenic you could use to make a really pretty green color, and oh gosh, they use that in so many things. And it's like, haha, that has poison in it, and you keep feeling better when you go visit the countryside because you're not in your poison-filled house. The wallpaper has the arsenic paint, and your dress does, and so does... Oh gosh, it was so much. And don't even get me started on the dumb stuff they did with electricity. Honestly, during that time, it really was just like... And the rich end up dying because they're being the guinea pigs for these new inventions. So by the time any kind of like lower middle class kind of people got it, it was like people knew of the dangers and it was much safer by then. But my goodness, I wouldn't be surprised. There was safety regulations put in place by rich people because they were dying. I imagine there's some modern people who are like, we don't need this anymore, and then like there's a bunch of dead rich people that would beg to differ. What am I doing? I drew a pine cone. Does anyone else see like there's like a little pine cone in the nestle of petals? That's not what I wanted to do. I'm messing up now. That's fine. I'll just make the shape. Do this. Let's try again. Round 2. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, you know, on a more positive note, there's a cool little thing that I found out that if you've ever read an old book, I'm talking like you read Marcel Leblanc's, or no, Leblanc. I think it's pronounced Leblanc, more of. But yeah, Leblanc. His Arsène Lupin book, or like The Count of Monte Cristo, or even old Sherlock Holmes books. And you've ever noticed that they have a lot of short chapters, that like the whole book is made up of a bunch of short chapters. They just got a ridiculous number of chapters. And if you you're like, I guess it was the writing style of the time. Well, yes, it was, because they originally, much of those stories were posted in newspapers chapter by chapter, and as you might imagine, you probably don't want to fill up like half a newspaper with like half a book or something, you know. That would take, to do a whole book or having too long of chapters would just take up way too much of the newspaper, even though, you know, that was how one got your information and whatnot. And, you know, newspapers were a much bigger business back in like the 1800s. But yeah. That's why they're full of chapters, is because you didn't want them to be too long or too short. And there were definitely differences. And I actually I have handled newspapers, these old newspapers that have stories in them like that. And, you know, month by month, well, week by week more of, because they were weekly newspapers. You'd get the story. Like the oh, thank you. It's a lot of this time. Yeah, I'm trying to do flowers. But yeah, that was really cool because I had been told of that before, but I had forgotten. So then to get reminded by actually having the newspaper there in front of me with the stories laid out like that, and it also made me realize, oh, duh, these old books, because I had actually recently read The Count of Monte Cristo, and that was one of the things I noticed was that it had a ton of chapters. Just ridiculous number of chapters. Like, it did not need that many chapters. It's not like it ended at weird moments, the chapters, mind you, but like, you know, it didn't need that many chapters regardless. And I was going, why? And then I got the newspaper soon after, and I was like, oh, that's why. Because it was in the it was probably printed in a newspaper. That's why all these old stories have a bunch of chapters that are relatively short, or not too much longer. It's because it has a newspaper version. Because it does. They would, when it got printed in book, a lot of the authors would go back and, you know, add a bit more to it and change things up. You know, probably at times, I would imagine, based on people's responses. I know Sherlock Holmes was certainly written, at least some of the stories were printed in the newspapers. That's actually part of the reason why Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote so many stories, is because the newspapers would pay him handsomely for these stories, even though it's not what he wanted to write. Because I don't know how common it is of knowledge that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of all these Sherlock Holmes books, did not like Sherlock Holmes. He did not want to write these detective stories. He wanted to write, oh gosh, I haven't been told. I wouldn't say it's romantic as in like it's a romance story, but like romantic in the sense of artsy? Oh, how to describe it? Like, the romance movement. Like, you're thinking very idealistically, more like high affluent. He wanted to write about like affluent. I can speak, I promise. Affluent people. Like, he didn't want to write about this detective guy who was often talking to people in the slums and the work folk. He wanted to talk about, you know, Mr. Count dude, but yeah, the romance of adventure. Maybe. I'm not sure if he did romance adventure books, but he certainly didn't want to make his living off of detective novels. That wasn't what he enjoyed writing the most. I've been told that there are stories where it may feel more like Doyle didn't write it. Like, sure, he wrote it, it's in the language, but the plot points don't feel very, for lack of better terminology, Doylean very much. That was because apparently after a while he just sort of like would go to, they used to have social gathering clubs where you just like sit around, eat, and talk. maybe play some billiards or darts, that kind of thing. You know, not too intensive games or anything like that. But clubs where it's just, you'd hang out. Hangout kind of clubs, which were very popular in that day. So he would go to those as, you know, a gentleman of some esteem, and he'd hear people's theories and say like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool if Sherlock, you know, did this, that, or the other thing. So like some of the things that may feel, I guess again, for lack of better terminology, fanficky is because they kind of were. It's because they kind of were. So I guess if you ever have like a... Okay, I also know you wrote about Soldier and his adventures. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the other stories Sir Conan Doyle wrote. I do feel kind of bad for him. Like, he was a bit... Well, let's just say he was a man of his time. I don't think I would have gotten along with him, I'm sorry. He is no... Alexandre... What was that? Dumas. I know the last name is Dumas, but was it Alexandra? Alexandre? Oh gosh, which Alexander sounding name was it? But Dumas, who wrote The Count of Monte Cristo, not to confuse with his father, who has almost the same exact name, but there's a Thomas in front of it. Who was a really cool dude, and definitely the Dumas, the son, was inspired by Papa Dumas' stories, but he lost his dad when he was 3, and evidently his mother told him a lot of stories about about his father, her husband, which her husband was even there for that little bit last of Papa Dumas' life, because she, you know, that's a whole thing. That is a whole thing. And it involves, out of all people, Napoleon Bonaparte, which is why specifically, I don't like that man. I don't like you, Mr. Napoleon. I'm very glad that you are famous for being a jerk and a failure at that, what was it, Waterloo or something? I'm not even sure what the battle name was, but I'm very glad his reputation quite literally sunk at the end of his life, because I don't have many good words to say about Napoleon, to be honest. The historic guy, not anyone else who happened to be named Napoleon. that I don't actually really know. Besides that, what was it? Napoleon Dynamite guy? Never really watched that. Not super familiar, but it's not including him this. I'm like, I don't know him enough to have an opinion. Thank you very much. Doyle is said to have put off writing about Sherlock to the point he was at house parties asking guests at the party for input, and then thanks would let them name a character. Yeah, that kind of thing. He just was not interested in writing Sherlock Holmes stories. Yeah, that's all he's known for. Another thing I found out that I didn't know until relatively recently, like within this year, was when he killed off Sherlock Holmes, and in quotes killed off, because that didn't stick. He was shocked to find there was people in the streets of the time period, which is Victorian, mind you. I don't know the exact date anymore, but I'm sure you can look it up. And that people wore mourning bands, as in not the time of day, but like you're sad because someone passed away kind of mourning. Just to be absolutely clear. Not a word I hear a lot used, so I'm not sure how many people would be familiar with it. But anyway, they're called mourning bands, and they were basically a black piece of fabric you'd tie around your arm or otherwise attach around your arm. And he saw all over, like London, people wearing mourning bands for Sherlock Holmes, a fictional character. And then while, you know, wandering around the streets being shocked about this, he left like a building, or like maybe it was his club or something, like that, but he had a woman who recognized him and started to beat him up with her purse, yelling at him about how a cruel, heartless man he could be to kill off Sherlock like that. So yeah, he ended up bringing partly back Sherlock because he was so shocked about how people reacted and did not want another woman beating him up with a purse again. So yeah, I am like, as much of a, I think I would not like this man, I also feel kind of bad for him because he did get beat up one time because he killed off his fictional character. Which is kind of funny, but also like it's kind of sad too, especially when he himself passed away. Not much happened. Like, it was to very little fanfare, but his fictional character? Oh, the whole country was mourning for this fictional character he wrote. I mean, it's very little interesting bits of history, you know? The more you know. She's got roses on her dress now. Those look much better than my initial attempt. But there, now she has more flowers in her design. Alright. Ooh, another stretch. But yeah, there is so much interesting stuff. I can just clearly prattle on and on and on and on and on about. But I think I'm gonna have to, well, think about more of this. I don't know if this is all I want to do. Let me give some thought. So if I want her out of the painting, I guess I could just scrunch up her skirts and then have her like jump out and then just fall down. That would just take a bit of warping. I'm like, do I have other things I could be drawing? Do I need to draw like a skirt for her walking out? Well, I guess I could have it show up. I could do some clipping shenanigans. But, I've never done that before, so I don't know how I could pull it off. I would need to do... I think I would just need to bring assets too. I really should just make some things and figure out how the clipping these, I need to test techniques, you know, instead of me rambling. I'm just gonna... Long and short of it, I need to test techniques in Live2D. I don't think I would make a full model for that. Let's see. What else could I do? Yeah, I think at this point, maybe Thursday, I'll be doing... Okay, you know, there is the one background that I have. Boop, it's in front of her face. Make a more detailed that version or something. Like, maybe you're on a pathway or something? Or maybe in the thing. I also have... Where is it? Which one is the one I want? This one. Why do I have 3 versions of this? Yeah, this. This is the background. I might work on this maybe next stream. But I do want to be... I'll probably be wrapping up. Alright, I totally forgot. I drew an orange. I don't know why I'm laughing about that. It was also kind of funny. It took me to drawing in the background like this. Like, not when I'm drawing the haunted lady in the painting, but until I got to the background, which I drew after the model, to realize, hey, lady wearing a blue dress in a painting is very much a thing that happens in Ebe. So then I drew a lady in a red dress because of Ebe. But I think I'm pretty sure I've been on record for saying this before, but I didn't think... I might have had one stray, very quick passing thought, but I didn't really think about, hey, this is a lot like the haunted lady paintings in Ebe, the little horror, the RPG Maker horror game. Until I got to the background where I was like consciously thinking of it, going, oh right, that's a thing. And I can't help but laugh to myself about it. Oh yeah, and I even made this little design. So I drew that and then just copy-pasted into rows and then copy-paste the rows to make the wallpaper. So that's all me too. I didn't grab that design from somewhere. I mean, it's very possible that it looks like some other design. I mean, it's not like exactly the most original. I wasn't trying to... Just trying to base it vaguely off of my recollections of old-timey wallpaper. I think this one in particular, if you play Final Fantasy XIV, that MMO, the Four Tomps Manor walls, which is red, not green, but I was thinking of that pretty heavily. And it's me. I'm gonna sneak in my 14 reference. I keep seeing the red curly hair and I keep thinking of D-Luke. But yeah, I should probably work on this because I think it's just gonna be me working on the other assets for our next drawing stream on Thursday, because she doesn't need that much really, because I think I'm just gonna have her show up. I might make some like fog effects maybe, like I might do, maybe I could do that. Like, okay, what would I need? Okay, I don't even know where I would put this. I guess it doesn't really matter because I can rearrange it in the actual Live2D, which I have done. I do that. If I realize I ordered pieces wrong, I will switch it up. I don't know if anyone got a model commission for me and they're like, I needed to change things up. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. If I didn't layer it in a way you liked, I don't care. Oh, right, I forgot. I have it, so I need to turn that off. Where is that option? Yeah, adjust angle after fix. I don't need that right now. I needed that for... What was I doing? I don't remember. Usually, I don't need that. But yeah, if I take... Oh, I should probably not have used... I'll use, I don't know, magenta color. This color. This will work. Okay. Let me just change the color of this. But what I'm doing is, okay, I need to remove that effect. Make this blurry. Much more blurry. Very blurry. More blurry. Okay, that's sufficient. But I can take this in Live2D, which I think I might want. Ooh, nope, not that. Not that way. Wait. Not that. Where is it? There it is. Free transform. Squish this up. I want it about as big as her skirt, but not that's going to be in the painting. Yeah, I'm gonna need to move that up more. And positioning doesn't matter too much. Again, I can move it around in Live2D. I just need it fully open. But I can do some Live2D techniques and use that box to make it so it kind of reveals her dress down. Maybe I'll want to do... Maybe paint... I could do paint... I can do paint splatter. I swear I can talk. Sometimes. Most of the time. Sometimes I can't. Okay. But I think that's enough for today, though. I hope my ramblings weren't too annoying or anything. I get off on things, and I hope it's not too annoying. Da-da-da. Okay, put this away. Oh yeah, for anyone who dropped in halfway, you wouldn't have seen this. Oop, I should put my hat on, too. Y'all haven't been seeing my hat. But yeah, I put a filter on the background. I actually didn't change it. This is a filter in OBS, and it made it look orange and green, luckily. I was like, yay, pumpkin colors. It looks a little weird, but I think it works for spooky season. I mean, one of the techniques to make something look spookier is just to invert the colors, so... I'm like, if it looks a little off and weird, it fits the season. It fits the season, it's fine. I got my little gloopies. My little ink mice, maybe that's what I should call you. It's October. My little painty ink mices that are my viewers, that are you. That's why I have these guys. Oh my gosh. I love how this one's no thoughts, head empty, and this one's just like... Actually, this one looks vaguely happy. This one's very no thoughts, head empty. I love them so much. I like having little Mises. But okay, that'll be it for today. I don't know if we're gonna work on the, like I was saying, we'll work maybe on some effect things Thursday for her, because I do have it scheduled that we're working on her. I think it might be more background stuff, like for the showcase. Probably more showcase stuff. Yeah, I'll probably have that in the title, like showcase assets? Something like that? I think that works. I think that gets the idea across. We'll see. Any case, I'm still gonna be working on my Haunted Lady full body project, whatever the case may be. It's gonna be adjacent to working on her stuff. That's for sure. So yeah, hopefully I can get that all rigged. I'm not probably doing stream of me re-rigging her and stuff. I think I'll do that off streams, because then I can focus fully, you know, on the rigging. And video editing, yeah, I probably cannot show the video editing, even though some of y'all might be interested in that. Maybe if I did it just like once or twice. But that program crashed on me like a couple of times before I got it to work, so it's a little fussy. So I don't think I want to record with it, because it's a open source program for the video editor I use. Because I didn't want to get anything fancy, and then there was an open source one, so that was fine. But anyway, yeah, I think so. Thursday is going to be more working on my Haunted Lady full body project. I'm just gonna put it as, and then Friday is going to be another Octopath Traveler Day. We'll try again with the Chapter 2 for Hikari's boss fight. There's like pretty much, I think, a boss fight every chapter, as far as I know. But yeah, I failed. But I was nearly at the end, but still failed. I have played a bit. I have leveled up actually at this point in the Octopath Traveler, so I could try round 2 again, but I could get even more prepared. I might be way over prepared by the time I try again. I find that thought funny. I don't know why. But in any case, I'm very glad y'all came by and to say hi and hung out and hopefully weren't too annoyed by my ramblings. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. Some of that was a little bit spicy take, as in could get people grumpy kind of spicy, not that other kind of spicy. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I had a good time. I had a good time rambling. I always have a good time rambling about the things I've learned, regardless of what it is. Even if I don't remember every detail. I do find it fun. So thank you, my dear viewers and Mises, for putting up with me. I say that mostly sarcastically. Hopefully you're here because you're enjoying it too. Like, please, you don't need to feel obligated to stick around. You're not having fun. But in any case, we're all going to have to leave because I'm ending the stream here officially. But thank you so much for coming. Every single one, whether you were here live or you're watching the VOD, I appreciate both. Consider giving it a like to the video if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it. Certainly could get some more people coming by to say hello in one form or another by doing so, because algorithm. We are all chains to the algorithm being content creators, unfortunately. So also, if you feel up to subscribing or otherwise like leaving a comment, I would also appreciate it. Because maybe we can get some more joining our motley little crew here. Could have more fun. There could be group things I could do. Anyway, in any case, thank you so much for watching. And for now, I must bid you all adieu with a fun bye-bye! And I hope to catch you all later.